folks. Today we'll get into our second section of morphology. This is nematodes, which are roundworms, and it follows along with a PDF presentation for Abisha labeled at the bottom. So today we'll start off with the excretory system. What is the excretory system? It is a network of excretory tubes, and they come in generally two different forms. Parasitic nematodes generally have a glandular excretory system, and non-parasitic nematodes have a tubular excretory system. What does the excretory system consist of? Well, its purpose is to process solids. So how does it do that? Here we can look at the excretory cell. A close-up shows us that it has an excretory pore cell, an excretory duct cell, an excretory canal cell, multiple excretory gland cells, and that's it. Now we will get into the reproductive system of nematodes. Nematodes can reproduce in a variety of different ways depending on the species. Some nematodes use synegamy or cross-fertilization. It's the sex. There's also hermaphrodism, which means they can produce both eggs and sperm, and that will make another nematode generation. Or they can use parthenogenesis, which, as defined by Mr. David Winiger, is a form of reproduction in which an egg can develop into an embryo without being fertilized by a sperm. So this reminded me of worker bees. So like all worker bees are ladies. And so like the queen lays unfertilized eggs into cells, and then they grow up to be lady worker bees, or potentially a queen bee. A male bee can only be produced if it is a fertilized egg. I think that's how it works. So starting with our male nematode, this is obviously with synegamy, not hermaphrodism or parthenogenesis. So stick with me here. Male nematodes have testes. These testes produce spermatozoa, things that males have. And then these flow through the sperm duct, which then are ejaculated through the copulatory spicule. Often, male nematodes have bursa, which look like a fan-type structure that they use to hold on to the female nematode so they can process their spermatozoa sperm things. So the females have ovaries, and those produce the eggs, much, very similar to humans. And to receive the spermatozoa from the male nematodes, they have to enter them somehow. This picture wasn't labeled. Abisha included seminal receptacle, which is probably around the vulva area. I'm pretty sure that's, where it needs to go. And then once the egg and sperm cells can meet each other, they grow up in the uterus and form future nematode generations. So Abisha included important note to look at the spermatozoa. So they generally come in two forms. One is an ovoid shape with these flagellations on them. So they're the long little sticky things that help them kind of like get to where they're supposed to go. They're not like the human sperms that look like tadpoles. It doesn't work like that. They also come in a amoeboid shape, so that also they kind of like move that away to like think of amoebas. That's how they do it. And Abisha didn't state how the eggs grow up. Fertilized eggs grow up from an egg to a worm. And so this Ken Slylanders, who is a professor of biology. Now I got this from Quora, which I don't use as a reputable source, but I checked out Mr. Ken Salandon, and he checks out. I found him. He's real. So most female nematodes they lay shelled eggs. That's simple. Or they can be viviparous, which means they bear live young, or they can be ovoviviparous, which means they produce eggs that hatch inside of their body before they're born. I'm pretty sure a lot of shark species do that. Nematodes, sharks. Bye-bye. Thanks.